Hey, this is Benji with the Legacy Crusaders YouTube channel, and I'm here with my boy Ronald. Ronald, what did you do?
I placed 27th at the Rhode Island Regional.
Out of how many players?
Out of 228, I believe.
Alright, and what were you playing?
I was playing Mekk Knight Invoked.
What is your record?
My record was X2-1.
And that had one issue with it?
Yes, the big major issue. I received a game loss to the last round where I had 3 copies of Scapegoat, but they were from the old starter deck Joey, and they were a little orange on the top, and the judges just weren't having it, so I got a game loss there.
Alright, cool. Alright, and let's take a look at your deck.
Okay, start off with the hand traps. Classic 3 Ghost Ogre.
Upside down.
Ghost Ogre, Snow Rabbit.
Alright.
This card actually won me most of my duels because most of my matches were against a Pendulum Magician player. I had maybe 4 or 5 matches, and when you ogre their Electrum, their plays are pretty much put at a stop.
Right.
So this card was really the best card. Second best, Effect Veiler, again for the Magician matchup, and just stops any Dino deck, which was also what was heavily played there. This card actually was more effective against Magician Pendulum players because once I negated Electrum's effect, they were having trouble putting a second Electrum on board because they couldn't send to their extra deck. And a lot of them were complaining that that I didn't ogre them so they could make another Electrum or resolve the effect.
Okay.
Triple Ash. Ash wasn't really that good in this regional. Don't get me wrong, the card was great for every other matchup except the Magician Pendulum, but because that's mainly I was playing, it didn't really serve much purpose. This was the card I was mainly siding out, but again, very good in the deck. 2 Gambit Seals. This card won me so many games. This is what I did to trip over the Vortex, or I did a wacky play where I summoned a Kaiju onto their side of the field, summoned a Kaiju to my side of the field, attack with my Borlo to bring it to my side of the field and just blow it back up.
Okay, because if you take control of a second Kaiju, the new one goes to the graveyard.
Exactly. So I just got rid of theirs earlier, which was fine by me. Next we're going to get to the Mekk Knights. 2 1-ofs, Indigo Eclipse, and Red Moon. If I'm being honest, I did not resolve Red Moon's effect, which is to banish a Mekk Knight in the grave and pop a face-up card in the column. This card really didn't see much play except for OTKing people. Mekk Knight Indigo Eclipse, though, was the real MVP, allowing me to move around in columns and set up for my other Mekk Knights.
Alright.
I played triple Mekk Knight Blue Sky. This card was the MVP in the deck more than Purple Nightfall for the fact that I was always searching at least 2 cards and thinning out my deck. And in some cases I resolved it where I was able to search out 3 Mekk Knight cards.
How does that happen?
Well, when they have in the extra deck, Spell Trap and the main monster zone, which was a lot of cases in the Magician Pendulum matchup, or just people who are playing with the old school EO where you just set in the same column, really ruined their day.
So a lot of people just set cards in the same column without considering the possibility of Mekk Knights.
Yeah, they were just like, who's playing Mekk Knights at this regional, and apparently I was one of the few players that did, so I'm happy that I did. Then triple Purple Nightfall. This guy actually won me a very interesting game. I was playing a Magician Pendulum player, and he, I forgot what he did. He made a monster with, I'm trying to think what he did. I think he made a Baguska, and I was out of Alistair resources, and he saw that I was out of Mekk Knight resources, but he forgot that I banished my Nightfall and was going to come back at the standby phase, and he just scooped there because that was his last play to stall out until he drew something, and then he didn't draw anything for 2 turns, then I just attacked over the Baguska, and it was great.
Alright.
Main card of the deck, triple Alistair. Best card ever. Literally the most splashable card ever. Normal summon search. This card is ridiculous. Although there were most games where I was actually very unlucky because I played Pot of Desires in the deck and I ended up banishing all 3 of my Alistairs. And I was playing with about 9 dead cards in my deck.
Okay, that sucks.
Yeah, that sucked, but I actually won those games, which was very interesting. With Alistair, I decided to choose 3 invocations because I knew I was going to get Veilered and Ashed a lot. So hard drawing the invocation was really key to me winning. So I just normal, they'd activate Veiler or Ash, and then they wouldn't know that I had the invocation in hand already, and it was just great.
Okay. And you've been playing 2 usually, right? So this
I used to always play 2, but knowing the tech in this meta, it's the best card to use. Triple Magical Meltdown, obvious. You want to search out the Alistair as fast as you can. Triple Terraforming to reach your Meltdown. It was necessary. I was thinking of putting this at 2 because if I'm playing Desires, I'm going to banish this, or I'm going to banish Alistair, and I'm not going to be able to use the third Terraforming. But in the end, I decided to keep it because when you have Mecha Bone board, you're just going to discard the extra spells you have to stop their spells.
Okay.
So, and also when I was versing an ABC player, I set the Terraforming, used it as a bluff. He ABC targeted it, and that was his last card in hand. He thought it was a Mirror Force, and you just banished it and attacked me, couldn't kill me, and then I summoned Purgatrio and just attacked all his ABCs and won that game.
I love Purgatrio.
Oh, such a great card. I've been playing him at 2 since he first came out. Pot of Desires at 2. A lot of people were telling me to play this card at 3, but I felt 3 was too clunky, and I'm never going to resolve it 3 times. Although I like to see it, the deck has a lot of search power, so I'm going to be drawing into Pot of Desires fairly frequent, so I thought 2 was the best number.
Alright.
And how can you not play a card that says draw 2? Triple Mind Control. This card is probably the best card in this format. Mind Control would be used either to bait out one of their negates or used to actually take their monster and link with them. We'll talk about it. It was a very weird duel. The guy was playing Dino Kaijus.
Okay.
And he was able to make that combo. It was weird. I respect him though. Triple Scapegoat, the card that gave me a loss.
Are these the ones, or did you have to get
these
them?
are not. I had to run in the middle of the regionals and go to a vendor and buy commons. And in the end, I ended up losing that match anyway, so it was like, whatever. But Scapegoat really helped me out, because this card is my whole Link.
Your whole Link engine?
Yeah, it was crazy. I was making, a lot of times I was going Mrs. Radiant, Link Spider, Link Karibo, and then either going to a Boar Load, or there's actually a really cool play if you have Alistair on board. So, if you have Alistair after your goat, so your goat have 4 tokens. Some of the Alistair search out the invocation. With 2 of the goats, you make Mrs. Radiant. Then you make a Link Spider. You take the Alistair and the Link Spider, and you go into a Ib. So you go into Ib in this zone. So at this point, you still have...
Sorry, getting a little glare, so I'm just going to shift this a little bit.
Yeah. So you still have 1 goat token. So with the last goat token, you make the Link Karibo, and then Link Karibo Mrs. Radiant, and you go into a Ningirsu, whatever side you'd like to put it on.
Oh, and draw a card.
And draw a card. And then you go into fusion play where you go into whatever invoked monster you need at the time, and you put it aside, and you still have an open extra deck slot zone.
That's cool.
Yeah. And since I'm always having a second invocation, generally, what I would do a lot is I'd fuse out my Ib or my Ningirsu, and I'd summon Elysium, banish their board, and just attack for 6k, and just usually game them at that point. So that's a cool combo that you could have done.
All right, let's. Did we finish the main deck? Was the Scapegoat the last thing?
No, we have Raigeki and a Dark Ball, which this deck loses to Floodgates, so I decided to play both of them in the main deck.
All right.
Okay. On texture deck, we play 1 Link Spider, 1 Link Karibo, 1 Mrs. Radiant, 1 Underclock Taker, best card in the format, and Proxy Dragon, Ib, Ningirsu,
Blare right there.
of course, Borreload, this card won me all my games, and Saryuja. Fun thing about Saryuja, if I had to remake the deck, I would definitely take Saryuja out, just for the fact that I never summoned him. He didn't really serve a purpose for me killing my opponent, or even the draw effect wasn't that good, because I'm searching out all my combo pieces either on the second turn or the first turn, and at that point, I don't really need to draw anything that's gonna help me in the later fight.
All right.
So I would take him out and put a Deco Talk or some other link that would help me. For fusions, 2 Invoked Mekk Knights, the best card in this deck.
Attacks everybody, piercing damage, gains attack.
If Magician Pendulum players do not stop this, or if anyone just does not stop this card and they don't have a way to get over this, they generally lose.
Alright, continue.
Most people would tell me play 2 Mekaba, but I decided to play 3. Just because this card is just way too good not to play at 3. Discard a card, negate that type of effect on the field. This card just stops so many plays. On top of it, it banishes and doesn't destroy. So,
How often did you actually go into all 3?
out of the 8 games I played, I want to say 3 of them.
Okay, so it happened enough to justify.
Yes.
I guess you would have had to play much goofier without them.
Yeah. Had I not had them, I definitely would have went into Elysium more. To banish their whole board, but Elysium I feel is like a last stand kind of play or a very defensive play, so I didn't really go into Elysium. I went to Elysium 2 games, and to do the goofy play where I told you with Ningirsu, where I banish and attack for game.
Okay.
Cool. Now onto the side deck. Now, if I'm being honest, the side deck I did not really touch throughout the games. I kept mainly my main deck. I would just take out the ashes and replace it for one of my tech cards that I needed at the time. The one that I went into the most was definitely Dimensional Barrier. You activate this against any deck that plays a specific type as their main, wrecks them. Magician Pendulum, activate, gone. Invoke Mirror Match, gone. BA Shadal's, gone. Just stops a lot of plays. I played triple Cosmic Cyclone because I thought True Kings were going to be a little bit of a problem, but I didn't end up playing any True King players, so I never really went into the Cosmic Cyclone. I would also use it against Magician Pendulum, but I ended up just keeping my original build because I thought it was more successful, and I was correct with that assumption. Again, triple Twin Twister because I believe Paleo is still a very meta/rogue deck, and if you see it, you want to see this card against them. My deck loses to Floodgates and Negates, so when they have a Toad on board, it's very difficult for me to play around, especially when they also have Gygomiscus in the back row.
Alright.
I played 3 Sphere Mode. I did not use this card once.
But you did side it in.
I did side it in 1 game, and I didn't see it. And at that point, I just realized I'd rather play my odds with my main deck rather than see this card, because this does get over their board, but the purpose of my deck is to OTK them, and this card prevents me from attacking it. Okay. So I can't really kill them that turn, and I don't want to give Magician Pendulum players a turn to recover, because if they do that, that's problematic for me. A card that I actually did side into a lot was Lancia, just because I had to verse a semi-mirror match where the guy was playing Invoked Windwitch Artifact, and Lancia was just stopping all of his invocation activations, and I got to see his hand, and it was just one of the better cards that I had in my side deck.
Alright.
So, yeah, had I rebuilt my side deck differently, I would have definitely put in evenly matches. They would have been the better card to use.
And I know you had access to them.
I did have access to them. I had yours.
Thanks.
But I got talked out of them at the last minute, and I regret that decision.
So who do you want to give the screw you type of shout out to for talking you out of it?
Way. Fuck you.
Alright. Way you'll have seen in one of these videos up here in this little card thing for first place finishes, so I guess Way is someone you listen to.
Yeah.
Alright. Anything you want to add, or?
No. I'll see you guys for the next deck profile when I get first place.
Alright. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Probably not see you again.